All right, there, we apologize, but we're bringing you live feeds from the exchange where the governor would be beating the gun, closing the market for today. But while we wait for that feed, let's tell you that Asian shares rose in thin trade today as much of the region was on holiday for the Lunar New Year, while the U.S. dollar held its ground after the Federal Reserve signaled a pause in policy easing. The strong yen weighed on the Japanese shares, and although the Nikkei managed to close with small gains, Australian stocks benchmark edged to a record high. U.S. stock indexes ended slightly lower, and the tech was the biggest drag on the S&P 500, as benchmark slipped 0.5%. However, the mood looks to have improved, with futures pointing 0.3% higher. Australian stock benchmark closed 0.6%. Japanese Nikkei ended 0.3% higher after overcoming some early weaknesses. Meanwhile, the U.S. Central Bank held its interest rate steady, and the Federal Reserve's chair, Jerome Powell, said there would be no rush to cut them again until inflation and jobs data made it appropriate. Powell's comments put the federal policy in a hold pattern at a time when the U.S. economic landscape seems both stable and uncertain, with a healthy set of macroeconomic fundamentals that have changed little in recent months. Coming decisions from President Trump's administration on immigration, tariffs, taxes, and other areas may prove disruptive.
At today's meeting, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5%. We know that reducing policy restraint too fast or too much could hinder progress on inflation. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too slowly or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. We're not on any preset course. As the economy evolves, we will adjust our policy stance in a manner that best promotes our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains strong and inflation does not continue to move sustainably toward 2%, we can maintain policy restraint for longer.
Finland's Nokia has reported stronger than expected 38% rise in fourth quarter adjusted operating profits, helped by higher sales of telecom equipment to mobile operators in North America and India. Net sales rose 10% to 5.98 billion euros, which represents $6.23 billion, beating estimates of 5.74 billion euros. The company said sales at its network infrastructure business rose 17% due to a strong recovery in demand from communication service provider, notably in North America. Nokia's president and CEO, Mr. Pekka Lundmark, said he is optimistic that the improving market trends will persist to 2025. Nokia and its Nordic rival, Ericsson, have seen double-digit growth in North America due to a rebound in demand after years of weakness. Well, the African Development Bank says it has committed more than $2 billion in supporting 15.3 million people affected by a crisis in Lake Chad Basin within a decade. Lead coordinator for West and Central Africa at the IFDB, Dr. Radian Ben, shared the bank's accomplishment at the panel session at the ongoing 5th Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum in Maiduguri. The coordinator said the bank's involvement with the Lake Chad Basin Commission since 2018 underscores contribution to the development of regional stabilization strategy. The FDB has integrated social economic stabilization measures into its infrastructure investments. All right, let's take you to the Nigerian Exchange Limited, where the Katsina State Governor is live to close the market today after trading. Live pictures there for you from Marina, Lagos. All right, then, crude oil prices were little changed today as market braced for threatened tariffs by U.S. President Donald Trump on Mexico and Canada, the two largest suppliers of crude oil to the United States, and awaited a meeting of OPEC Plus producers. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude fell to sell for $72.24 with a downward review of 0.52%. Brent also experienced a downward price margin of 0.54% to sell at $76.17 per barrel. Bonnie Light sells for $78.62 with a decline of 2.84%. And for the OPEC basket, dealers offer $79.56 with a decline of 1.11%. Well, those live pictures there, well, the governor will be beating the gong maybe after the presentation and all of that, but definitely we'll be giving you that report subsequently in our other bulletins. But the governor is in Lagos to open partnership, of course, for project funding. That's our show today. This is Business Nigeria. I'll see you tomorrow same time, and we'll be talking more business. Stay safe and always get the cash. I'll see ya.